On the 30 DAX daily time frame, price is currently sitting midway between our resistance and support zone. So we'll be waiting for price to reach our resistance to look for sell opportunities, or for price to reach our support to look for buy opportunities. Meanwhile, price previously rejected our resistance and traded higher, so we are overall bearish now, and price is making low lows and lower highs, as you can see. So we'll be looking for objective trend following sell setups on lower time frames, especially that we already have a minor supply zone. As you can see, price made an aggressive movement downward from around here. If we zoom into H1 time frame, we can see that price is currently approaching this area, and we do have a trend line it's forming now. So we'll be looking for a third swing from around it to consider it valid, and then we'll enter sell after a momentum candle close below it, which would be around this area. We're waiting for a momentum candle close after price forms a new swing around this trend line. As mentioned before, it would be as a trend following sell setups from higher time frames, and as usual our stop loss would be above the last swing, and our target would be a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Best of luck. On USDJPY daily time frame, as expected, price rejected our previous support and traded higher, and already took a buy opportunity around here from lower time frames. Anyway, for now, price is overall bullish, and we'll be looking for sell opportunities as price approaches this main rejection resistance area from lower time frames. However, price is currently approaching a minor supply. As you can see, price made an aggressive movement downward from here, so we'll be looking for objective sell setups on lower time frames. Unless price breaks it upward, then we'll be looking for new setups around this area. For now, let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential sell setups, as mentioned, because price is sitting around a strong supply area. Here we go. We are waiting for a third swing from around our red trend line to consider it valid, and then we'll enter sell after a momentum candle close below it. And here we go. As usual, our stop loss would be just above the last swing high, and we target a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which would be around this lower demand zone. Here we go. Meanwhile, as usual, until our sell is activated, would be overall bullish on USDJPY. On GBPJPY daily time frame, price is currently sitting around a strong resistance zone in green, as you can see my rejections from here and here as well. So we'll be looking for objective sell setups on lower time frames, unless price breaks it upward with many aggressive bullish momentum candles. Then we will not buy, and we'll wait for price to reach the next resistance and round number 140 to look for sell opportunities. For now, price is currently sitting around resistance, as it is a zone and not a laser line, so it's still considered as resistance. So let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential sell opportunities. First of all, we do have reversions, as price was making higher highs, MACD was making lower highs, so that's our second confluence. But as usual, it's not enough to sell yet, as we are waiting for our trigger and third confluence. As you can see, we do have a valid trend line, 1, 2, and 3 touches. So we are waiting for a momentum candle close below its last swing to sell this one, and our stop loss would be just above the last swing high, which would be around here, and we target a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which would be around the previous swing low from daily time frame. Meanwhile, as usual, until our sell is activated, GBPJPY is still overall bullish and can still trade higher to test the upper 140 resistance. That's exactly why trading is reactive and not predictive, and that's why we wait for a confirmation that the sellers are in control before selling. On EURNZD H4 timeframe, price is currently trading inside these two blue trend lines, so we are overall bullish, and a movement to our upper resistance would be expected. Price is currently approaching our upper blue trend line, which acts as a non-horizontal resistance, and this minor supply zone in green. As you can see, price made an aggressive movement downward from it. So we'll zoom into lower time frames and look for potential sell opportunities around this area, knowing that price can still dive in inside our upper resistance from daily time frame before going downward. But for now, as mentioned, let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential sell opportunities. As you can see, we already have divergence as price was making higher highs and ACD was making lower highs. So that's our second confluence. And here's the view from M30 from a short-term perspective. And we are waiting for our third confluence. So we'll be waiting for a third swing to form around our lower red trend line to consider it valid. And then we will enter sell after a momentum candle close below it. Meanwhile, until our sell is activated, would be overall bullish on EURNZD as price can still test the upper blue trend line and or even the upper supply or resistance from daily. And as usual, when the sell is activated, we would target a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. And most importantly, we want the sell to reach 1 hour before reaching this potential rejection area, which can happen in this case. Best of luck. On CADJPY, price is currently testing a strong resistance zone, as you can see many rejections from here and here as well. And we also have around number 80 as it's a psychological level, and many traders would put their sell limits or even stop loss or take profits around here. So we'll be looking for objective sell setups on lower time frames. Unless price breaks it upward aggressively, then our resistance would become support, and we'll be looking for objective buy setups on three tests. For now, let's zoom into lower time frames and look for potential sell opportunities as this area is acting as resistance. As you can see from a short-term perspective, CADJPY is still overall bullish, making higher highs and higher lows, so it's not a good time to sell. However, as mentioned before, price is sitting around a strong resistance, so we'll be looking for objective sell setups, and we want a trigger for extra confirmation. We do have a divergence as price was making higher highs and ACD was making lower highs. So that's our second confluence. For now, we are waiting for CADJPY to form a new swing around our lower red trend line to consider it our new swing, and then we'll enter sell after a momentum candle close below it. Meanwhile, until our sell is activated, we would be overall bullish, and CADJPY can still dive in around this area before going downward. That's why we always wait for our trigger to confirm that the sellers are taking control. We don't predict, we simply react. When the sellers take control, we will join the ship. As you can see, when the sell is activated, our stop loss would be just above the last swing high or just above the red dot for those who have RichTL. And we target a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which would be around this minor rejection area around here. For now, let's wait and see what happens. Good luck.